On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, going to go ahead, folks, and preview and predict the Panthers' Week 9 game against the New England Patriots. Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future content like this on the Panthers. Pound that like button. And, folks, please leave me comments. I love the dialogue. All right, folks, it's Week 9. The New England Patriots are coming into Charlotte in the beginning of the year. When we looked at when the schedule came out, we thought Cam Newton would be coming to town. It was going to be interesting because, Cam Newton is going to always be a significant person in the history of the Carolina Panthers, regardless if some Panthers won't admit it or not. The man was the greatest athlete we ever had. Now, maybe not the greatest player, but the greatest athlete. And he had probably the single best season of any Carolina Panther the year went to the Super Bowl, and he won the league MVP. Now, all things aside, we're still dealing with the New England Patriots here. No Cam Newton. But we're dealing with Mac Jones. Now, Mac Jones has looked pretty steady for a quarterback. I mean, I think Justin Fields' upside's been better. But the way Zach Wilson has struggled, and a couple of other quarterbacks, the quarterback playing for San Francisco, that they got from North Dakota State, Trey Lance, he's been up and down. But Mike Jones has been given the keys to an offense that's not that great, but with Belichick's coaching, New England's defense, and just that overall program, folks, Mike Jones has proved to be, he's a game manager, but he's pretty nifty. Our defense is going to have their hands full. I think our defense can maintain, but Bill Belichick can scheme. And the weaknesses our defense has shown the last few weeks, he'll try to find a way through the running game, short passing, using Mike Jones effectively, could give us a fit. Now, normally I think we'd be okay here. But when we turn attention to our offense and Sam Darnold not being able to play, it's really going to be an issue. If we have P.J. Walker as the quarterback, we cannot have this erratic quarterback play. We need a quarterback who's going to be on fire. We need our receivers to step up and play better than what they have lately. They're not playing as good as last year when they were Bridgewater, even though Bridgewater was a problem. Those receivers that we had last year with Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore played well. Now, being that Samuel's moved on, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson's not moved on. I'm sorry, Curtis Samuel's moved on. But Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore just haven't had the same year they did last year. We bring in two rookies. Shi Smith just getting in the fold from an injury. Terrace Marshall Jr.'s now got a little bit nicked up in injuries. And they're just not living up to the billing. And it's not fair because they're rookies. We'll have to see. But Tommy Trimble's been looking good at tight end to a point. But we really need Christian McCaffrey back. And it's going to be interesting to see if he does play some this Sunday. And it may be he's out another week. I'm looking at it because it's not 100% he'll play, and it's definitely not been ruled out. But we definitely need him back in the lineup to have any chance. And I do like Chuba Hubbard. And Abdullah looked really good running the ball. I loved his fieriness and his aggressiveness running the ball. And the line can protect and open up holes. And New England's got a good defense, but I think if we can run the ball and get the clock moving down and we get control of time of possession and we don't turn the ball over, regardless who's at quarterback, we could manage to win this game. I don't see us scoring a lot of points. But it could come down to a special teams play. It could come down to a kicking game. But Coach and Belichick, has been the master. And it's going to be interesting to see if Matt Rule and company can meet that challenge. Because lately they've kind of fallen on the sword. They haven't looked as good. This is going to be a very important win if we can get it. Because I think the following week we're playing Arizona. And they're hot, folks. And I didn't pick us to beat Arizona at the beginning of the year when I looked at preseason. I thought we beat them last year. I kind of felt they'd get them. But they're actually better than I thought they were going to be. And I don't know if we're playing or capable of playing up to that level right now the way we're struggling. Now, who am I going to pick in this game? I went in this game both ways. Last week, I picked Atlanta because I saw the losing streak we were on, and we ended up winning. Week before, I had picked us to beat the Giants and kill them, and they killed us. The Minnesota game, I picked an upset, and we got beat. Didn't look good. In the Eagle game, I thought definitely we'd win. Excuse me. But this is going to be a game, in my opinion, that's going to be close. And I am going to go out on a limb, although I really, in my heart of hearts, something tells me that Belichick and New England are going to win. But I'm going to stick my neck out on this one, folks, and say Carolina's going to find a way to go 5-4. So in 9 games, Matt Rule's going to get as many wins as he did last year in 16. And I think we can beat New England. And I'm looking at a 23-19 win is what I'm predicting. 23-19 Carolina. I think the defense is going to better get to Mac Jones a little bit. And I also feel that it's going to be very important to shut down the run game. The one thing I did notice last week, Shaq Thompson's back. It really made a difference in the defense. So if he can play like he did, if we get our secondary with Gilmore back there and those guys playing like they did Dante Jackson and Jeremy Chin playing, all our defensive line's got to do is just put pressure on the quarterback. Hassan Reddick, really going to be interesting because he's been the one guy except for maybe the Dallas game. And, man, and even in the Dallas game, he had a couple of chances at sacks, and Prescott just broke out of the tackle. But I think Reddick's going to be a one again in this game. He's going to be the guy who's going to get a couple of sacks. And I'm going to step out on this limb and say again that Hassan Reddick is going to be our defensive star of the game. Now, if I had to pick an offensive star of the game, gosh knows, man, it's really hard to do so. But I'm going to go with that rookie, the guy we picked up off the street, Amir Abdullah, the running back. I just think he's got something, even though Chuba Hubbard can play well and be the starter. I just like Abdullah's game right now. Now, if McCaffrey's in, I'll go with him, but I just don't know. We're going to do like we did last year and prolong him coming back. But I do see the Panthers winning 23-19. And I love beating New England because I still feel they cheated us in the Super Bowl 38. I always will feel that way. And I always have a spot in my heart of hate for Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization, the city of Boston. Okay, folks, what do you think of today's video? Who do you have winning? Who do you think will be the biggest star? Who do you think will really suck it up? I'm picking you again, Matt Paradis. Leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Pound that like button. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. We'll see you on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.